Run the play, your weekly or not so weekly football show. I just want to start off this episode with a huge "We them boys." Hold up, we them boys. Hold up, we making noise. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. How you feeling, Zach?
Oh, like one of the only football games I watched, but man, I've been feeling all right. Not the greatest night, but hey, the Dodgers won, right? No, okay. You know what? I love my boys to the end, but hey, tonight they always say America's team. Well, that was America's lousiest team. How about that? That's a sight of sore eyes. It was pretty terrible.
I got a
Um,
better one. That's
yeah.
Jacoby Brissett's team.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And he's put a petition why he should be starting for the rest of the season.
Some,
Um,
some of the
and yeah,
best quarterback games this weekend or this week, I guess, being Jacoby Brissett, Geno Smith, and Joe Flacco is so funny.
no, no, you're right. And I have a big nugget about Mr. Joe Flacco. You know what? Just because you
Can't wait.
said that, all right, here we go. So Joe Flacco, Joe Flacco is the oldest quarterback over 40 plus years. So he's 40, but 40 plus years has the highest single game passing yardage noted, threw for 470 yards.
That's crazy.
That's more than a lot of these teams combined this a couple teams would combine this week. But yeah, 470 yards, man. I haven't seen a performance like that in a while. And I think that's like, don't quote me, but I think that's the first 400-yard performance this year. I think.
Ooh,
That,
Dak,
that- yeah.
Dak hasn't done that?
I don't know. I have to check, and that's not being rude or anything. But let me see.
I don't know. Yeah. Um,
No, Dak hasn't
wow.
done that this year.
Let me see if I can see the number.
No,
I bet, I
319.
bet, I bet he has the most. But first 400 feels like a surprise. Like
Oh
Caleb,
wait,
maybe.
maybe Herb. Maybe Herb. I think Justin Herbert did it. Let me see.
Uh,
Yes, Justin Herbert against the Colts, 420 yards.
Got it. There you go. Hey, there's that ball knowledge kicking in.
There we
I
go. Yeah.
the stat that surprised me more was how in Joe Flacco's old age did he just hit a career high in passing yards?
I don't know. And you know what? The crazy part is too, he wasn't even supposed to play this game. He was
He was hurt.
questionable from the whole week. Yeah, he was hurt. He had shoulder soreness, bro. Like the fact that
Shameless
he did
plug, but I took his under on Boom Fantasy. Code RTP will get you a
that.
wrist stream.
Hey, 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 hey,
I
hey.
made so many bets this week, so bet responsibly. But I did take Joe Flacco's under, and it absolutely failed me because I was just like, he's hurt, like, and he's playing. He's probably gonna get pulled early. No, I was wrong. But hey, someone in my fantasy football group chat sent a text that made me very happy. He was like, "Has Ant been right the whole time about Joe Burrow?" Absolutely. Passing yards are the most unimportant stat ever because we just saw Flacco throw for 470 and it didn't mean anything because they were playing
They
from
still
behind,
lost.
behind the whole
They
game.
still lost. Yeah, exactly. And we said that. It doesn't matter how much yards you can throw in a game if you don't win. No offense, unless somebody like me or you or somebody that just wants to get some stats out there is going to care. You need a W in the column. That's how it's going to get you in the playoffs. And right now, the Bengals are sitting out alongside the Cowboys, alongside the Commanders. And right now, this is kind of surprising. The Chiefs, but their record, they're kind of sitting out of the playoffs too a little bit. They're on the brink. I'm not saying they're going to be eliminated because we know how Kansas City is. They're going to pick it up. They're going to find their way. But right now, they're on the brink of out of playoff contention as we speak. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There
Hey, I just checked this right now because I was curious. I thought I was about to get chopped this week, but your boy is making it to the top three in the RTP
you
chop
go.
league,
There you
baby.
go.
Top three, baby. Competitive three. In this Bears game, it was cool seeing the rookies hoop. Shout out Kyle Monangai. Shout out Colson Loveland. Those two
I
guys were
know.
absolutely backpacking this team um, this week. So, yeah, I mean, that last Loveland play was ridiculous. I know so many guys that had him on their fantasy bench and they were mad. Um, but, yeah, I mean, it's crazy because this Bears offense is so competitive. But, like, once DJ Moore goes, which we talked about a couple weeks ago, and even though he had a good game, once he goes, I feel like a lot's going to be opened up for these young guys to kind of take off.
No, 100%. And Colston Loveland will have a more prominent role, I believe, too, coming in these weeks. He's finally broken out. And no offense, Cole Kmet, but you might be one of those guys they take off a chopping block too. I mean, if they have a capable tight end, I mean, it brings you depth. But I also think if you have pass catchers like Roma Dunze constantly, you have Colson Loveland now, and then DeAndre Swift, who's consistent, inconsistent. It just doesn't matter as long as they have people. Hey man, like you said, it's how you get it done. But there's a lot of trade market that the Bears can work with. But look at their record, man. They've turned it around. Ben
Yeah.
Johnson has been absolutely balling with his team, and he's changed the confidence for Caleb Williams as well. I feel like Caleb Williams is understanding football, especially, NFL football more, way more.
It was cool to see Caleb catch a Philly special. That was fun. I was
Hey,
telling my
yeah,
homie
yo,
who's an Eagles fan, and he was lit about that. And he's a big Eagles fan and a big Caleb Williams fan. So I
yo,
mean that's a dream scenario for him. But yeah, I mean it was an amazing game. I just don't feel like there's a lot of relevant stuff to talk about in this game. Like T. Higgins is back. Joe Flacco had a great game. We covered that. That's kind of about it. Let's go to the Colston is say this 1,000 times. And we got a Bears fan in the chat. Shout out. Colston is way more athletic than Cole.
yeah,
I
pin it.
guess
I agree.
that's a big takeaway because for the Bears to draft Colston so high and over Tyler Warren, he should be a major focus in this offense, or else you look like
Yeah,
an idiot. Pretty simply put. Let's pivot over to the title of this episode, though, which is the Chiefs-Bills game. I know your boys, your secondary boys, would have taken the win over Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, I don't know what he saw on that last interception. It just didn't really make any sense to me. But the narrative right now is the Bills, I think now are 5-1 in the regular season against the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are 4-0 against them in the playoffs. So my question for you, Zach, as a big-time Bills guy, is this the year?
I don't see it until it sees it. Look, I literally went in class today, had a sports entertainment class. They literally talked about the Bills and Chiefs game in 2021 that honestly, arguably, I think the greatest game ever, right? The one that literally changed the whole overtime rules. I hope it's the year. I really hope that Josh Allen gets over the hump and gets to the Super Bowl because he'd probably explode and that whole defense, that whole offensive core would be amazing. I don't know though. Again, the Bills need to answer their call in the playoffs. I really hope so. They look better, but there's also been what about the Falcons game? What about the Patriots game? You have to answer the questions off those teams where you need to smack the teams that you need to beat, right? But I'm glad that they beat the Chiefs. But again, it's been the same old because if the Chiefs go in the playoffs, which 95% sure they will, and we know that, they usually get the answer to the Bills because they figure out how they do. But what I want to say, and to answer your question a little bit more, it could be the year because look at that was one of the worst passer ratings Mahomes has had, and I don't know how long. Okay, he had 0 touchdowns. He only had 250 passing yards, and the Buffalo Bills defense held him to that, and he had a passer rating of 57.2.
That's
That's
crazy.
dog awful, bro, for Patrick Mahomes. And I think that's the best defensive performance this week and the best defensive performance the Bills have played this season. And maybe that's the answer. The answer is how well can this defense respond regardless? If they can do it throughout the whole postseason and the rest of this year, they're winning the Super Bowl. And you can bet on that.
This is the second worst passer rating of Mahomes' career was
Well, there you
was
go.
was yesterday. So I shout out this defense. I will say there's another game that we're going to talk about that I think had a much better defensive performance from both teams.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, I just got to get there with Buffalo. The thing that really sucked again, another shameless plug. This weekend I bet on Puka Nacua touchdown, Brock Bowers touchdown, and James Cook to get over 11.5 receiving yards, and he got 11. So I literally lost off of 1 yard. So again, a lot of losses this weekend, but shout out Boom Fantasy for taking my money. Code RTP will get you a risk-free bet up to $100. And you could use that $100 to tail my bets and donate $100 to Boom Fantasy. So shout out Boom.
Hey, shout out, boom. You got to make the money somehow because right now, if you're betting, you better be holding your cards the right way because there's a lot of people that are probably upset in certain ways. They probably thought, hey, Mahomes, you might have would have got a touchdown. Well, sorry, you must have lost some type of bets over there. And at the end of the day, keep going, guys, because it's a long season. I think this is, yeah, right, the halfway mark of the year. Right here.
Yeah.
This is the halfway mark.
I will say also, I watched this game at a sports bar. I watched pretty much everything on Sunday at a sports bar. And the sports bar was surprisingly heavily Bengals infested. A lot of Bengals fans in there and a lot of Bills fans in there, which, like, you would just not think that would be the case in a sports bar in Orange County. How should
Yeah,
be making
no.
money?
Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know, but you know what? They have to be loyal fans because they've been turbulent. Though both of those franchises have been winning the Super Bowl in forever. The last time the Bills made it to the Super Bowl was in the 90s, 93, I think to be exact. Don't quote me. I think it's 93, the last time the Bills have made it to the Super Bowl. Let me check that
I'm
real
gonna say
quick.
I'm gonna say 96. I feel like it was later.
96.
Um, yeah, honestly, bet on Boom Fantasy. Donate your money to them because it helps support our
Ooh,
page. That's the only.
94. 94, and they
Nice.
lost to the boys. They lost to the
Right.
boys, 30-13.
Fun fact: that's
Anyways.
the last time the Cowboys won a playoff game.
Oh yeah, totally. That is so not true. Hey, but that's the last time I feel like they're going to be relevant in the playoffs until Jerry Jones is dead. So
Hey,
yeah. So
roll tide! I
oh
don't give a
yeah,
piss
oh
about
yeah.
nothing but the tide, baby.
Okay, Ty Simpson, where's he going? The Jets?
Bro, I don't know.
Look at him.
Honestly,
He's like, what?
what really sucks is I was so excited to watch college football this year, and I feel like all the players I was excited to watch have disappointed. Like at this point during the year, man. So I'm probably not gonna watch any college until the playoffs start again, honestly. Because
No, it's been crazy. Yeah.
I wanted to watch Arch Hoop, and he's been cool. He had a big game this weekend, but he's been cool. Lenora Sellers was my favorite guy, but I feel like he's been very like up and down. Wasn't as excited as when he started. And then Drew Aller, man, who I know he got hurt, so prayers up to him, but he did not look good before he got hurt either. So it like those guys were the guys I was excited to watch. Ty Simpson, off rip, my first impression of him when I seen him walking for their first game looked like a bum, but he's looking good. Like the way he looked like he'd be a bad quarterback.
No, you're right. You're right. I think look at people have slept on him, but you know what? He's answered the call, man. He looks the most pro ready, and that's the most you're gonna get from me. I think I really want to see how Jeremiah Love transitions to the game of the NFL for Notre Dame's running back, and also Jeremiah Smith too. I think,
I know
yeah.
my bad, but I got a homie who's been swearing by A&M's quarterback. I don't think he's getting drafted this year. I think he's next year.
Oh yeah,
But
for sure.
I forgot his name. Cade Klubnik is a bum. Carson Beck like bounced back for a little bit, but I feel like he hasn't been great either. But I also don't know shit about college football. So,
Hey, that whole Clemson team is bums. Anyway, sorry. Let's go next.
dude, I played a college football franchise. Me and my homie, and Clemson got Rayola and like 4 5-star receivers, and like it just ruined our league. Like
Oh my
they were just
goodness.
elite. Um, the game that I wanted to talk about as far as on the defensive side was the Broncos and Texans game. Um,
Okay.
talking as a Texans fan here, our team is the most uninteresting team in the NFL. Prayers up to CJ Stroud first and foremost. He had a concussion, but he'll be back. It didn't look as bad on the replay. But yeah, Davis Mills comes into this game, and Davis Mills is a fun quarterback. But I just feel like for what we were 2 years ago, now it feels like we don't have any exciting playmakers. We're not getting those big, exciting Nico Collins balls, Tank Dell balls. Joe Mixon, I feel like, was so electric for us, and now it's like Chubb is just like Chubb 3 yards per carry this game. Woody Marks 2.7 yards per carry this game. It's just not fun. You know, the O-line's bad. Dude, I was scrolling through my Dynasty football group chat this week, like to old texts, and my friend was asking me about the Texans, like middle of the offseason, and I was like, we're definitely going to improve our O-line. And then the next day we trade Laramie Tunzel, literally the next day after I sent that text. And I'm like, bro, shout out the Broncos. They deserve this win. I really don't give a fuck about the Texans this year. Texans pack up in the air for sure. But yeah, the Broncos didn't look great in this game either. It was like, this was the most boring game of the weekend. You know, it was close. It was like, if you're playing, it was an intense game. But as a fan watching, I'm just not going to sit here and lie and act like this game was like a great game to watch.
Well, my question to you is, are the Broncos legit? I've been answering a lot of questions. People have been saying it, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I mean, my professor, he also is a big Broncos fan, and I said, I think they are legit, but I don't know. Are they legit?
I personally don't think so. And let me tell
Okay.
you why.
Let's hear it.
For me in the playoffs, unless you have Mahomes, the way you win playoff games is an elite defense, which they definitely have, but they don't have a rushing game. And I don't see like a way for this offense to beat a team that lights them up. You know, like I know they had a game earlier this year, I think, where they put up 40, but that's just not what this offense is. You know, it's a great defense. It's a Super Bowl ready defense with a high school football level offense. So I'm just not gonna overhype that. You know, Broncos are
No,
sus.
yeah, no, and I think let me say this. I think
the crazy part about the Broncos is they when Bo Nix goes in the pocket, everything else looks absolutely very beatable, and he looks very brittle in like decision making. When you roll him out to the pocket, he looks different. He looks like a different type of quarterback. The only team that made him look tremendously great, that one right here. But at the end of the day, I think I like Bo Nix a lot. But I know I think the Broncos still have a lot of questions to answer. I mean, I want to see the remaining of their schedule. They play Kansas City again, right? Pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't think they've played them twice yet.
Yeah, they
Rest
played them.
of
They
their
play
schedule,
Thursday. Yeah, and
they
then they
got
got the Chiefs
Vegas.
next time.
They play KC two times actually. They
Mhm.
got Vegas, KC, Washington, who looks weak by the way, but prayers up for Jaden
Yes.
Daniels. That was disgusting.
Yes. I know that I don't know, man. That
Vegas, Green Bay, Jacksonville, Kansas City, Chargers. I mean, I could very well see this team winning the division with what we have left. You know, two KC games. Let's say they lose those two. They probably should win every other game. Two Vegas games, Green Bay, Washington without Daniels, Jacksonville, and then the
I think
Chargers.
they can. I think they have to answer the call. If Kansas City, they have to answer the call if they smack Jacksonville, because Jacksonville is looking very beatable now in some ways. And then the Packers too. The Packers kind of lost to the Panthers. And again, I think the Panthers are a decent team. I'm not saying they're going to be making playoffs, but I think they're a decent team. So yeah, we'll
I
see.
also think
That's
the
how I feel.
Chargers are the Packers of the NFC, where
Yeah,
I'm in AFC, where like when they have great games, they look like unbeatable, but then you go out there and you lose to a shitty team here and there. And I just don't think that'll be enough for them to win the division or win playoff games. So the Broncos could absolutely make the playoffs and then lose in the first round, honestly. I want
yeah,
to see.
we'll see. We'll see. Hey, so wait, last thing before we end the Broncos.
Wait,
Are
look
they
at this.
go ahead.
Read that.
Bills have to answer to Denver and Colts. You're right. You're right. No, they do. But
We love the Colts here.
this is what I want to say. I wish I could pin this comment better. Okay. Are the Colts or the Broncos this year's Vikings? Question mark.
The Broncos could be. I was literally just talking to my friend about this when I was watching the games on Sunday. The Colts have everything I need in a playoff team. Like Daniel Jones he's been great this year, but he doesn't have to be great in the playoffs. You have the best running back in the NFL, and you have one of the best defenses so far this season. So and they're a defense that doesn't give up big plays. You know, like I know they lost, but they're gonna have to lose some games. But this is an elite defense, an elite run game. That is how you win playoff games. Name a recent Super Bowl team that didn't have that other than the Chiefs.
Yeah.
You can't.
The Eagles had it. The Bucks.
Maybe the Rams.
The Bucks had Rams. Yeah, Rams. No, the Rams are the best. The Rams, the defense. Was
I'm
not.
saying running back though. Who is their?
Oh no. That wasn't Kyron Williams. No,
No, it's like Cam Akers. Like Cam Akers.
you're right. It was Cam Akers. You're right. It wasn't Kyron Williams. It was Cam Akers. Yes.
Henderson.
There you go. Ball knowledge.
And Henderson. Colts came out of nowhere. Broncos went to the playoffs last year. They have built this longer, I believe. Yeah, but what's this? Like, how are you going to win playoff games if you can't run the ball and your quarterback isn't elite?
No,
right?
yeah.
Like maybe
no,
the Broncos.
Okay. Hang on. Bo Nix is borderline. He becomes borderline. I'm not saying he's elite. He becomes borderline. What's elite? Borderline elite. No, borderline great quarterback. Borderline great quarterback. Not elite. Borderline great quarterback.
So
Bo Nix has the ability.
So he's barely good then.
Not barely good, because if I put any other quarterback besides 3 of them, they're not winning those games like Bo.
So you think Bo Nix is a top 4 quarterback?
No. I'm saying Bo Nix is a great quarterback. Like, he's been one of the better quarterbacks this season. If you see off of stats wise,
Drake May.
Yes.
Lamar.
Because he's tied. Look at he's tied 3rd in touchdown passes, 17.
Bro, but that
I know it doesn't matter, but I'm just saying.
And look, even this local lady, the thing with football for me is just because you're 4th in rushing doesn't mean you're a great rushing team. Because the Broncos have beat a lot of teams in the regular season, so they're up, so they're rushing the football. You know, like
No, I get you.
That's just what, like, Kyle Monangai just rushed for 130 rushing yards or 176 rushing yards this weekend. You know, like, that number could bounce any which way. Drake May.
I think ceiling, yes. Drake May, arguably right now, there's 3 quarterbacks that are the best quarterbacks in the league. Okay.
Wait, I didn't even finish. I'll take Jalen Hurts over Bo Nix.
No, of course. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying Bo Nix's ceiling is becoming something good. Yes, but Bo Nix's ceiling is becoming something good. It's becoming something good.
You could say that, but you said initially something about only 3 quarterbacks win that game over him. Like, those are different points, you know?
Okay, fine. Whatever. I quit. You won that. You won that. I quit.
Boom! Mark it on the board. We them boys.
Yeah. Wow.
My bad. What game were we even talking about? We just bounced to the Colts Steelers.
No. Okay. Well, no. Steelers and Colts. That's what I want to talk about. Okay. Look, there have been plenty of questions and complaints filed in Pittsburgh's area about the state of their defense. Okay. Even the Pittsburgh Steelers fans have complained about their defense. But you know what? You want to talk about the best defensive performance? You want to talk about it? We're talking about it right there. They came out against the league's top offense. Okay. They notched a performance that felt worried, but they stopped the NFL leading rusher in his tracks. They only allowed him to have 45 rushing yards and 12 receiving yards. Okay. Lowest season low 57 scrimmage yards, and they kept him in check. And TJ Watt strip sacked early in the second quarter became Indy's downfall. That's exactly when the ball started turning over for them. And then the interception started following. And that's what earned Steelers 14 points. Okay, those first half turnovers gave them a lead, and they didn't squander it. With 6 takeaways. 6 takeaways. And I think that earns the best defensive performance, in my opinion. The score doesn't matter. It matters about what happened in those. And I think the Steelers earned it. Yeah,
I like that. I like what you said again, because the box score in football is the toughest thing to attribute. Yep. That's why I love betting on football, but it is so random because the box score really means nothing about the player's performance. Like you said, right? Shout out their defense for holding Jonathan Taylor to one of his worst games of the season. But at the same time, because the Colts were down pretty much the last 35 minutes of the game, Daniel Jones has not thrown the ball anywhere near the amount of times that he did on Sunday. He threw the ball 50 times on Sunday. His next highest total this season was 34, where he beat the Broncos, by the way. So local lady,
silly.
Only 3
silly. Tell him.
Daniel Jones was one of them. Daniel Jones is one of them.
I should have
So,
got
I
the
mean,
boom fantasy right there. Should have bet on I should have bet right there.
oh,
Right
wait.
there. I should have bet.
One
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
time. One
Pull
more
it up.
time. One
I
more time.
should have bet right there off of what? How many times did Daniel Jones need to throw the ball? Look at that. Might be a formula unlocked, Dan. If they force Daniel Jones to have to pass that ball so many times, oof, that might be Indy's downfall. And it's not saying that he's terrible. It's just when you're out of a system that you're used to, it really forces your hand. And I think that might be a formula unlocked for the defenses and other teams to get Indy out of their sync.
I mean, they had a day on Sunday. Another team with a day, another player with a day. Honestly, even though they didn't end up winning, Geno Smith had a day, man. Shout out Geno versus the Jaguars, man. Geno Smith. I'm happy he came back because I looked like such a jackass for having him in my top 10. But Geno Smith with 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 284 yards, getting it done versus the Jaguars, and he looked good in the second half. The first half, Geno was the Geno we've seen all year, but a lot of it got to give credit to Brock Bowers, man. 130 yards, 3 touchdowns. Shout out, Big Brock.
No, yeah. No, heck yeah. And look at Geno Smith did all of that through the second half, bro. Like, and plus overtime, slapped 23 points. He found the ability to keep the pace with the Jaguars, which proved to be a good contest. I think the crazy part is Trevor Lawrence, when the game's on the line, sometimes regularly makes some decisions that just scratch your head. And you want to talk about a guy that's been waiting to be good, trying to find times to be good. That man needs to answer the question. The Jaguars, their hopes and desires to be great, because the last time they've ever been good was Blake Bortles leading that team. Okay. And the fact is, Trevor Lawrence needs to find it because regrettably, he just made one of the worst defenses make a play, and it happened. And they looked like it would be a product of like doing something and the Jacksonville Jaguars would rally. But no. But the only highlight that I want to give, because I don't want to bash on so many teams.
Wait, let me give my take on Trevor Lawrence.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
I'm not going to let that fly. Trevor Lawrence to me I still think one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. We expected Brian Thomas Jr. to be this wide receiver 1 this year, and he has the worst dropping problem I've ever seen from a second-year player. He dropped so many easy balls for this dude. Like, for the expectation, right? Everyone was like, all right, Brian Thomas is in Malik Neighbors conversations going into the year. That shit's dead, and Malik Neighbors didn't play a game. Like he played.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to.
Exactly. So that's what, shout out. I still think Trevor Lawrence is there. Really, with Brian Thomas's drop problem, his second best receiver is Parker Washington.
Damn, I feel bad. Hey, Travis Hunter, you hearing this? Travis Hunter, are you
Hey, he's hurt. Because he's hurt now. So
I know.
There's just nothing for this guy to work with, man. I hope they hit on their draft pick this year, but I still like the Jaguars. I don't think they're elite or anything like that, but they are a fun watch on Sundays.
No, yeah, and that's also, crazy too. I think last thing I want to say for them, hey, Travis Etienne and Bashul Sutton been playing great. Okay, they combined 113 yards and a score. So they're starting to gain a lot more traction. A lot of people were crapping on Travis Etienne. Okay,
I was.
And Travis Etienne, and Travis Etienne is answered too. So you know what? I'm gonna give you a bounce back. You want to talk about a player that's really been improving? Travis Etienne has been that dude. And hopefully we'll see with the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're not over yet, but I think
I'm glad you pointed that out about Etienne because he has improved. Like, I was shitting on him justifiably because that man was losing reps to Tank Bigsby. Like, that man was so ass last year, respectfully. Like, he was so bad last year. Like, oh my gosh. I could not watch Travis Etienne run the ball. It was just couldn't read a hole to save his life, and every 5 touches was a fumble. So I'm glad he's improved to at least being a good NFL running back now, the Bo Nix of running backs.
No, and last thing I want to conclude off of this, Cam Little makes history, baby.
Big bomb,
makes history, bro. 68-yard attempt ties it. And, hey, the longest field goal in NFL history with a few yards to spare. So, hey, he probably could have hit a 72-yarder. We never know. But at the end of the day, that's awesome. And Brandon Aubrey tried to. And that's the first miss he's made all year. It's breaking my heart. But at the end of the day, I got to give props to these kickers because I think it's the year of the kicker, man. All these kickers have been very impressive. Who else has
Except
been
John
very
Way.
impressive? Yes, except for him. Hey, the Steelers kicker. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting his name. No, is it No, it's not Boswell.
Boswell.
Boswell, yeah. He's
Yeah.
been amazing
He's
too. So like, and Pintero since he's moved to the Niners. So well, I think it's been the year of the kicker for sure, and they're going to be valuable here and down.
Got to point it out. Cam Little hit that 70-yard kick in the preseason. So it's cool to see like that it's justified now that he is holding the record. But if we're to pivot to another kicker, Joey Sly looked ripped in this Panthers-Packers game, man. He looked shredded. And Rico Dowdle is legit. The report came out before the game that he was going to be the RB1 for them. And, like, this is his position now, really. Rico Dowdle is, like, dead ass a top 10 running back in the NFL. 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. The only player in a Bryce Young offense to ever look good is Rico Dowdle, and like 6 games of this year.
God, you said that. That's true, though. That's true.
Right? Like, let's be for real. Rico has been absolutely killing.
All Bryce Young needs is a running back to win, I guess. Let the load go, and they've been winning with him. They've been winning, so I don't know.
I'm sorry. I was a guy. I was a believer. I'm not a Bryce Young guy anymore, man. I'm completely off that. Man. For you to win this game, let me look at this really quick. For you to win this game, right? For you to win this game and have a time of possession of half the game and to barely throw for 100 yards is depressing, man. 102 yards and an interception. Come on, man. Rico Dowdle rushed the ball more times than Bryce Young passed the ball. Like, that just doesn't happen in the NFL.
You're right. And he piled over like 44 rushing yards over than he was expected to, and I think he's brought it. But you know what? I have to say that too, because look at J.J. McCarthy was riled up about him, and he's only been passing over 100 too. So no comparison, but I'm just saying, I guess, again, that doesn't matter about a stat. They won, right? But I don't know. Job security jobs are not. I think Rico Dowdle, and I'm glad I picked him up on fantasy because that man knows how to run that football, and he's saving Dave Canales' job. As far as Rico Dowdle goes, Dave Canales' job is on that as well.
And as far as Packers go, they tricked me, man. 2 weeks into this podcast, I thought the Packers were going to the Super Bowl, man. And now you're losing games to Bryce Young. Like, what are we doing, man? This team looked like the best team in football 2-3 weeks into the season, and now they're losing games to Carolina, man. They're the definition of a team that plays for their opponent's strength.
Who matched that team?
Yeah, you matched the team that lost to the Panthers.
Who matched that team? They both lost to the Panthers too. Think about it like that.
Think about this. The Cowboys have lost to Bryce Young and Jacoby Brissett in the same season.
Oh, man, doing it to me. Matt Eberflus. Thank you, Matt Eberflus. Thank you.
It's just
that's all I gotta say.
Like the Panthers are such a tough team, man. And the Packers, man, I don't believe in y'all anymore. I'm out. This is Shark Tank. I'm out.
Hey, and we'll go over next. I also wanted to say this. I think the new threats in the NFL for sure are the New England Patriots.
Yep.
Now, updated check. The New England Patriots are the threat. The Bills can be a threat. The Eagles are still a threat. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about the Niners. I really don't like them, but they keep winning. I don't know. Are they going to make it far this year? And I think Mac Jones should stay. I think Mac Jones
stay the starter.
I think Mac Jones should stay. Bro. That's crazy, but I think he should stay. I really think they look better with him than they did with Purdy, and I know Purdy was hurt, but
if Mac Jones stays, they just benched $250 million. Yeah. That's just. I'm sorry. They would just rather be wrong. Like they would just rather be wrong about that. $250 million for a backup quarterback to Mac Jones. Think about how ridiculous that sounds.
I don't know. I really don't. I know he's
hurt.
getting closer to returning, but like if he's rusty, at what point if you want to win? And Kyle Shanahan has really blown a lot. He's really blown a lot. And I don't even want to talk about the Niners. I don't want to get into this, but that's how I feel, man.
I do want to talk about that though because that's interesting, and I will say,
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think Mac Jones will be the quarterback for the Jets next season. That's my prediction.
The Jets?
Yeah.
Wait, why the Jets?
He's gonna be starting somewhere, man. He's a starter. He's
Yeah, the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns, not the Jets.
The Cleveland Browns just drafted 2 quarterbacks, and you're telling me they're gonna sign Mac Jones?
Yes.
Be for real. The
Dylan
Jets.
Gabriel is no.
Bro, but there's no elite quarterback to draft this year. So they shouldn't draft a quarterback. You just go sign Mac Jones, you draft your quarterback the next year, and you got a decent team.
Hey, if Stafford's hurt, or if Stafford's not hurt, if Stafford retires,
that'd be fire.
Hey,
that'd be fire.
I don't know.
I wanted the Cowboys
or the Cardinals. Or the Cardinals. I think they let go of Kyler Murray. And Jacoby Brissett could. I'm not wild.
They have a quarterback battle between
Joe Buck, and I don't like Joe Buck. Hey, Joe Buck's been and Troy Aikman, but they proved the stats tonight. Jacoby Brissett has been the better quarterback in these past 7 weeks than Kyler Murray has this whole season. And I like Kyler Murray, but it's the same thing as you. It's like you want to be a believer. What more you can be a believer if Marvin Harrison Jr. gets unlocked with a backup quarterback, right?
You just keep building your team. Let me see something. Because now you're saying that you just hate what? The Cardinals have to bench $250 million.
No, dude.
Are you benching $250 million for Jacoby Brissett and Mac Jones?
Listen to me. I want the comments to understand what I'm trying to say. Jacoby Brissett's been playing better than Kyler Murray. And Mac Jones right now looks better in the offense than Brock Purdy right now, like controlling-wise. But I think Brock Purdy still runs the system better. But if a quarterback's hurt, look at the same thing in this scenario, okay? And I know I'm a Cowboys fan, but look at I liked, like Tony Romo and Dak Prescott situation a long time ago, right? When someone's hurt and stayed and someone's rolling and they're rolling, why take them out? Dak Prescott had that his rookie year. Same thing with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. Now, that's questionable because Justin Fields was rolling, right? And then they took him out for Russell Wilson. Now, Jackson Dart with Russell Wilson. Put in Jackson Dart, the offense looks different. That's what I feel in those situations. Jacoby Brissett is that type of is unlocked. And yes, it's Dallas Cowboys defense. They're terrible. They're the worst defense in the NFL, easily. But Jacoby Brissett still has been playing better football than Kyler Murray was, okay? And the same thing with Mac Jones. They're winning games with Mac Jones, and he's not even doing that much. Now, Brock Purdy, when he was doing it, they weren't winning.
This is the thing, right?
Okay.
This is where I disagree with you because I agree this season they've been better. But can you win a playoff game with Mac Jones or Jacoby Brissett starting at quarterback?
Not really. No.
So
you wouldn't be able to. No.
Wouldn't you rather take the risk on Brock Purdy's ceiling or Kyler Murray's ceiling than guys that have been bouncing around the league because they don't have that ceiling?
I can arguably argue with Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. Why do you close on a quarterback's window if they can play competent football? That's what I feel like. That's starting to change the trajectory of the NFL. And I know there are two different way players and way different schemes and talent. But Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield have argued that now. And I also think you shouldn't close the door on Mac Jones. No, you're right. But Mac Jones.
They're closer to Geno.
Okay, fine. But again, Geno Smith is out of that conversation. Before, though, last year, the year before that, 2 years ago, Geno Smith, Mac Jones, same level. I don't know. I just think.
But that's what I agree. Geno Smith, though, I wouldn't have been confident with him winning a playoff game for the Seahawks last year.
But let's not forget that Mac Jones had a great season with the Patriots, right? And then Belichick left, right? And this whole turmoil thing. I'm just saying, right? Mac Jones did have a great
season, but Mac Jones was not great for the Patriots.
Okay, and he wasn't. Maybe this is his team.
This is his team.
Okay. No, I agree. But look, let's move
We'll
on to
see.
this. I think that could be a big question mark in this season. If people hate me for that, that's fine because at the end of the day, I'm doing my homework and I'm trying to give them the content that
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean
would
it's
be
good to
really
have those
highlight.
takes,
Yeah, I
but
think
I
I think it could be good.
you could be right. We could see
Yeah,
them
we'll never
start
know.
Mac Jones in the playoffs, and you could be right. So we'll see because they're going to be in the playoffs more than likely. I mean, their schedule's
Oh,
cake, and they've looked good. So, yeah, yeah. And then as far as the Giants go, for them to go up there and put up 24 points without Scatabo was impressive too. I got to give them their flowers, man. Missing their best offensive player and still, I mean, their two best offensive.
no, you're right. Hang on. Can you hear me? Can
I
you
don't
hear
know.
me?
It switched my audio. It switched my audio. Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Yeah.
I switched my audio. Those were all the games I had notes for. Any games you wanted to talk about? Any other games?
Yeah. No, of course, of course. There's one we're missing, and two. Let's start with a quick one because it will take like 5 minutes for this one easily. Okay, look at Brian Flores' defense. This is the Vikings and the Lions. Okay, Brian Flores, excuse me, had the most season came in hot. They shut down Detroit's running back duo. They allowed 65 yards only on 20 carries, and they held Jamar Gibbs to 2.8 yards per carry on nine totals, and the
Hey,
longest one
real
was
quick,
for 7 yards.
I'll say the theme of the episode. I lost a lot of money on Jameer Gibbs this weekend, man. I took his over 76.5 rushing yards. Thank you. Took his over on 76.5 rushing yards, and he, like you said, got 25. So shout out Jameer Gibbs for absolutely taking my money. And if you want to lose some money, go to Boom Fantasy and use code RTP for a risk-free bet up to $100. I also lost money on JJ McCarthy. So big shout outs to JJ McCarthy. I had him at like 212 passing yards, and he ended up with 143. Also threw an interception. So big shout out to JJ McCarthy for losing money for me. Let's get back
Hey,
to
and he won, and he won, and he went like this. Yeah, coach. I'm back,
fake tough,
coach. I'm
bro.
back, coach. Yeah,
Fake
and
tough.
he
And
won. And
there's no tough guys that put roses in their mouth other than bull riders, man. That's the only tough dudes that could pull that off.
yeah, hey, and he won 6-7, 6-7, 6-7. Hey. No, hey, you want to bet your money? Y'all should have bet on Miguel Rojas on that home run. That would have been money
Hell
making
nah.
right
He
there.
hit it, but if you're betting money on Miguel Rojas, bro, to hit a home run, call the hotline. Respectfully call the hotline. I definitely
Exactly.
need to do that. I need to call
Exactly.
for Miguel
Because
Rojas. They said made a hit in a month. If you put money on him to hit a home run in Game 7 of the World Series, you need to call the betting hotline. On everything I love, you need to call the hotline, man. I need a
I
caption.
wanted that.
I need
I wanted that. I wanted that. You know why? Because that's what I think of JJ McCarthy's performances. Okay. I like the guy, but I also think, we need to bring him back down to earth. The guy's got to grow. Okay. I'm not betting any money on that man, but I'll bet his character. He's doing great. There's a California problem, kid.
You're betting on
Anyways,
Miguel Rojas.
Minnesota, Skull Nation. There you go. All
This
right.
episode's the best,
Anyways,
man. This episode's the best.
anyways,
Plug the
anyways.
thing up here. Call the hotline down there.
All right, all right. My last game I want to talk about for reals, and then I had the last couple stats. Oh, I want to also to cap off. This goes into the episode, but first, Antonio Gibson for the New England Patriots. He had a 90-yard kicking off return touchdown against the Miami Dolphins in week 2, right? That was the first kickoff return touchdown of the season. Well, we just saw the second one
Charlie
with the
Jones.
Bengals. Charlie Jones, 98 yards for a touchdown against the Bears. That marks the second one. And, hey, you only go to 99. The guy went 98. Congrats, Charlie Jones. Hopefully you get more touchdowns. But if that's your only one in your whole career, hey, congrats.
Charlie
Um,
Jones has to have another touchdown, right?
yeah, we'll hope. We'll hope. We'll hope. We'll hope.
No, I mean I
No,
feel like he had one before.
oh, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Don't quote my ball knowledge on that. I wouldn't know. Never heard Charlie Jones in my life.
I just play too much Madden. Nah, I don't think so.
All right. Well, there you go. First, congrats, career touchdown. All right. This is what I want to talk about. I think this is the game of the week, off of statistics. Okay. I mean, statistic wise, but there's been. I mean, the game of the week would have been. I don't even know what we're gonna say. The Bills, the Chiefs. We're gonna. I don't even know. I don't even care. I don't even care. Yeah, I don't care. But this game right here. This is where you talked about dark horses. Okay, we talked about this a long time ago in the season, but I think this team can be something different if they can get it really, really going and being surprising, because everyone was saying that he wasn't going to do good in this team. You bring the blitz. Well, Sam Darnold's been the best, one of the best quarterbacks in the blitz this year. Look at from the start of Sunday night, the Seahawks dominated. And I mean dominated. They dominated. They harassed that defense. Sam Darnold might as well have the greatest game of his career. Okay, he certainly had his best first half, at least. One where he completed every pass he threw for 282 yards, a perfect 158.3 passer rating for 4 touchdowns in just the first half. And that topped his career opening and a half. He also scorched this defense. He looked as cool as ever. They were throwing some blitzes. It didn't matter. He was throwing darts, man. Look at the USC native quarterback finished the game of 21 of 24 passing for 330 yards, 4 touchdowns, completed his first 17 passes of the night, and he matches, get ready, Warren Moon for the franchise record when Warren Moon barely even played for Seattle.
I was going to say, I didn't even know he was there.
Yeah. Look at but you know what? We got to say this. JSN and Puka Nacua are the best wide receivers in the NFL alongside Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
I don't know. CeeDee Lamb, yes. He's there. He's not. He's there. He's not. Okay, but those are the best.
I wanted to be with those top 2 just because that would have been a great take. That would have been fun.
It was a great take. It was a great take. Right now, they've been playing insane. But Jamar Chase, Jay Jettas are still up there, but JSN right now is looking insane. Look at it. Big numbers. It's become the norm for him all season, okay? He's tallied 8 receptions for 120 yards on Sunday, which makes him the leading receiver in the NFL receiving yards, 948 yards.
He about to hit 1,000. Oh, 1,000.
Yeah.
He could hit a sneaky 2.
That's what I'm saying. Against a team that wasn't even supposed to do anything this year, and that Jalen Milroe was supposed to play. And Milroe, he's going to sit himself on the bench a couple of years if Sam Darnold keeps playing the way he's playing. Okay, Sam Darnold right now has got this team rolling, and the Rams should be scared. The Niners should be scared in this division because it's going to be down the wire. It's going to be down the wire for those teams. And Seattle can make very much noise, Ant. I think if they get in the playoffs. Huh?
Who's the best team in this division? If you were to bet on one to not win the division, but bet on one to go on a playoff run, who would you put money on?
The Rams. Arguably to be smart choice. It'd be the Rams.
I feel like the Seahawks. I feel like the Seahawks.
But no, you're right. You're right because they've been better. They've been better on points differential. They have 231 points scored on the season compared to 209 on the Rams. But I'm just saying, off of experience-wise, playoff-wise, I'm not betting against Matthew Stafford of doing what he can do with this team. But you're right. I want Seattle. I think they're the Super Bowl dark horse.
Can I give a hot take?
Go for it.
General sports hot take.
That was my last team, so go for it.
I think experience is one of the most overrated things in sports.
Okay.
Like, if Taylor Heineke could go down the wire with Tom Brady in a playoff game, I personally just don't think experience matters as much as people say it does. You know, I feel like good players are going to have a lot of experience. So that's why you should always pick the player with the most experience because he's probably a good player. But, like, this team has everything covered, you know? So that's why I would
They
take
do.
them over the Rams, because the Rams are kind of just – their defense is very hit or miss, one. Their front seven is elite, but we haven't really seen big plays from these defensive backs. Their offense is elite, but their offense, if you want to talk about experience, here's some experiences. The offense gets hurt every fucking season between Puka, Kyron. There's always something going on with those guys. Stafford. So I can't – even Devontae, man. The last couple of years, didn't Devontae sit a year for the Raiders? Like, we talk about that's – I don't
You're
know.
right. No, you're right. No, Ant, you're right on the money.
I just feel like that gets thrown around so much, and I hate experience, and I hate like dog. Like, I love saying a player's a dog, but dog just don't mean nothing in the playoffs. You know, like, you just got to go out there and be the better player. The best players are usually dogs, but like a dude that's just a dog, I'm not like, oh.
No, okay. And let's finish that with this, because this is my last game. I want to give a little bit more love off of this. Look at Seattle. If they beat the Rams this week, or no, are they on a bye? That's the 16th. Yeah, so no. Sorry, they beat the Cardinals. It's an automatic win. I'd be very surprised if they don't. Not jinxing you, but when they play the Rams the week after, the 16th, if they beat the Rams, that could be costing the division. That could be for the division. And then they play the Colts later down the line. Okay, they play the Colts on the second to last. No, sorry. No, way down. Sorry. The December 14th. That's going to argue it. And if they beat the Colts, hear me very loud and clear. If they beat the Colts, it's very loud and clear, okay? I said Tampa Bay is the team that I really, really like. They're top 3 teams in the NFL. The Eagles have answered somehow. Bills have answered somehow. The Colts have answered somehow. The Seattle Seahawks better be on everyone's radar, and they better send apology letters to this team, because if they find a way to beat these teams and then smack the Niners, which they probably will sit all their starters, both of those teams, unless it's a seeding issue, the Seattle Seahawks are going to be prime position to make a playoff run, and everyone should be bet on notice, because this might be the year where, yeah, Sam Darnold took Minnesota. They had great. This might be the year where Sam Darnold makes some noise and he maybe marches his way to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, the development of Sam Darnold's been big this year, but also I want to give a huge shout out to the Seahawks O-line. One of the shittiest O-lines I've ever watched, turning into a good O-line in a season. That's super impressive. Let's play a little game. Let's
do it.
This. Let's go through what are some teams maybe you think that are pretenders that like for example, the Patriots are the number 1 team in their division, right?
Yeah.
Do you think the Patriots will make it out the first round of the playoffs?
Yes.
Really?
If they don't play a high seed, yes, they will. The Patriots
they won't play a high seed because they'll be wait, let me see if okay. How many teams make the playoffs now? Is it 7? It's 7, right?
It's either 7 or I want to say 8. I'm pretty sure it's a 7. Let me see. Playoff structure right now.
If it's 7 right now, the Chiefs aren't in the playoffs.
7 from each conference. I told you the Chiefs are not in the playoffs.
So if the Pats played the Jags, it would be the Jags in the first round. They're beating the Jags. Broncos, Chargers in the first round. Who would you take?
The battle of the Oregon quarterbacks. It's gonna be the Oregon Bowl. I like the Broncos better.
I do too. I as much as I shit on them a second ago that they're not going to win a playoff game, I think they would beat the Chargers.
Yeah, they're beating the Chargers.
Jerry Jones.
Yes. I know. I've known that my whole life, and I'm 23, newly 23. Yeah, I know.
Let me adjust this. Oh yeah, happy birthday, by the way. Didn't tell you that.
Thank you, brother. I thank you. Appreciate you.
If the Chiefs, let's say, jump the Jags, right? Are you taking the Chiefs or the Patriots in the first round? It's tough, huh? I hate to put you in that position.
Does people want to hate me or they don't? I think the Patriots could upset Kansas City the way they've been playing. They're finding ways to win, and they beat the Bills. So if the Bills beat them, Doesn't that mean the Patriots could maybe beat them? I don't know. Look, but I shouldn't count on Mahomes, right? So the Chiefs most likely win the matchup, but I think the Patriots could beat them. So that's a double-edged sword question. I realistically, we're being honest, the Chiefs would win, but I think the Patriots should win that game.
They should. The Pats have, again, that's the experience thing, right? The Pats have been the better team this season. But the Chiefs have only lost to the Bills, the Eagles, the Chargers, and then they did drop one to Jacksonville. That was a great game, by the way.
Yeah, it was a great game.
The last matchup, I think the winner of this is obvious, but this would be a fun-ass game, would be the Bills versus the Steelers.
Yeah, no, it would, because they've been playing great, but the Steelers, I feel like they're just one playmaker away from being a legitimately great offense. But I don't know. That trade deadline better help them, because I think I still got the Bills over them. I really do.
Listen to how the NFC matchups sound.
Okay, let's hear it.
Playoffs start today. Right now, the Bucks would play the Lions. Who are you taking?
Call me crazy, but well, wait, they played each other this year, no? And the Lions won, no?
I want to say so. Yeah,
they played this year.
24-9. But that was the game, I want to say, that all of the Bucks receivers were hurt.
All the receivers were hurt, right?
Yeah.
And people are crazy, right? Well, look, it's hard to win in the division. Maybe they lost the Vikings, right? But I think the way Baker Mayfield, if he's playing to his fullest capability that we've seen, I want to take Tampa Bay. But you know what? I'm going to say the Lions. And you're going to be like, what? No. Yes, I'm taking the Lions. I disrespected them earlier on in the season, but the Lions should win that game.
What about Seahawks and Niners? That would be the first round game. That would be a fun. That would be a war, though. And then they'll listen. And then Packers Rams. I think I'd go with the Rams.
I got the Rams. I got the Rams because the Packers are pretty fraudulent right now. Pretty fraudulent.
So then second round would be Eagles Lions and Seahawks Rams. That would be a fun-ass second round.
I think the Seattle will be the best game with the Rams. I think that will probably be one of the best playoff games this year. I think it's going to go toe-to-toe, heavyweight matchup. They're going to smack each other around, and it's going to come down to the final drives of the game. Like you said, I haven't seen them match up against each other this year. It will tell us. But the crazy part is, and if you remember this, I'm gonna this is kind of a wild take, because this is when I was learning this sports again and reviving my memory because I was young. Remember the Patriots team and the Giants team a long time ago? The Patriots team was the hottest team with Tom Brady when they were on that undefeated season. They played the Giants. They beat the Giants. Okay, and it was a close game. But then when they went to the Super Bowl, the Giants got their number, right? So that's what these division games really help. And these games, when you play a team more than once in a season, because you get to ready off those mistakes. See, whoever wins this game, statistically wise, I don't think you get to win a team twice. Whoa. I really don't think you do. So whoever wins that game, yes, yeah, wow. Unless you're playing the Texans too.
Come on, man.
The teams in Texas, they know how to win right now. We big balling. Anyways, we the best losing teams in the franchises.
We the best.
Anyways,
everything's bigger in Texas, even the losses.
Yep. Anyways, whoever wins that game, if they play each other in the playoffs, the other team wins. That's crazy, but it's the truth. Okay, so that's what I think. So if Seattle beats them in the regular season, the Rams will win. But vice versa. Anyways, that's
like the Bills and the Chiefs.
Yep.
The Bills and the Chiefs.
Exactly.
I don't know how someone could listen to this podcast and think we're not from Texas. A Texans fan and a Cowboys fan on a podcast talking like Hicks. Come on. It just doesn't get better than that.
We are, and at the end of the day, we ride for our team. Hey, we're going to be old men. Maybe if we still do this podcast, we'll be old men thinking, hey, man, what's the drought again? Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about my team. So, Toronto Blue Jays, I feel you're hurt, even though I got my jersey up there, repping my team always. I feel you're hurt. We're on the same drought, and that's just how it is. That's
give us
just
an
how it is.
outro, Zach. Give us an outro.
My outro is this. It's
Yeah,
been
let me give a little music.
1990s.
Let me give a little music.
It's been the 1990s, 1993 since the Toronto Blue Jays never won the World Series. The Cowboys were also one of the teams in the 90s. Here's the outro. The NFL season is upon us still, halfway mark. You have to understand this. Everything is different in the NFL this year. No team is safe right now on the best teams. You can't keep saying the same teams are the best. The Chiefs don't look like themselves, all these things. The Eagles have stayed consistent, but they still look beatable. This year feels way better. Plus, this year of football looks way better than it did last year. Like, absolutely phenomenally better. Teams that have, like, really the whole script of the NFL is flipped upside down, I think, personally. I think it's been very more competitive. My outro is stay tuned. We're gonna bring more content again. Always give us these things to talk about, and, hey, it's gonna start getting really, really interesting, and what do you wanna say?
We ball, baby. We hit our hour this week. Thank you guys for listening, man. If you're rewatching this on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a sub. We're on the road to 4K now, so we could see. If we hit 4K, we get a 4K video of Zach. We'll buy a new camera and we'll put him in 4K doing whatever the top comment says. So make sure to do that. Leave some freaky comments for Zach. Happy birthday, Zach. Shout out Boom Fantasy. Code RTP gets you a risk-free bet up to $100. Scan that QR code in the top left. I've been Ant-Man, RTP, ANT, NHD, under me, Game Time, Gretchy. We out.